Hiya ladies and gents. FM25 is coming out soon, and in preparation for FM25 I gained this kind of obsession with all the FMs that I've got on PC, and this is the oldest one I've got on PC. It's FM 2017. It's the first PC Football Manager I ever played, and I decided I would do a season on it just to see how it went, because I'd not played it in a long time. And wow, what a season I had. Oh my god. It was that good I couldn't know at least recap it on a video, because I really want to catalogue this. It might actually be the best season I've ever had on a PC Football Manager. Like, ever. Mainly because if I can check the coefficients, if it'll let me check them. There we go. Check the nation coefficients. At the start of the game, Scotland are 33rd in the world for nation coefficient. That's fucking horrible. Like, that's atrocious. But Scotland have it bad at the start of the game in this. Especially because Celtic are the best staff team in Scotland, despite how bad Scotland have it. But Celtic's finances at the start of the game are horrible. You start around 16 million in total, which is like practically nothing, especially for a team that wants to be in the Champions League. I finished it on 34 million, because you get, I think it was 10.4 million for getting into the Champions League group stages. Then I managed to make the semi-final, so I made about another 16 million, I think, because I get 5 million twice for getting through the round of 16 and getting through the quarter final. Then for taking part in the semi-final, I got either 4 million or 6 million. It was either one of them, and it's equated up to 34. But that's why it was such a big achievement for me, because the coefficient for Scotland is horrible. So that I'm really proud of the fact that I actually managed to make a run. I mean, the team itself is quite good. It's underrated. The goalkeeper's really good. Craig Gordon was a good keeper in this game. Not much of a sweeper. His passing and first touch is horrible, but I played him as a sweeper anyway, and he played fucking fantastic. It's actually using a tactic that I downloaded off Steam. It's a Barcelona Tiki Taka one. I know the meta in this game was always play with three strikers, no wingers, but I really didn't want to do that because I had this goal machine tactic, but I've not used it. Mainly because I don't have three strikers. I had Nadir Chivchi, he was the third choice, but I sold him as early as I could, as soon as I realised he wasn't going to get game time. Well, we'll start for the top. The first competition I won was the Betfred Cup. Betfred Cup, we beat Ross County 4-0. Absolutely annihilated them. It was an extremely easy game. There was 2 own goals in this game. Ross County had an absolutely horrible time. It's because we're pressing them high up the pitch. Press them high up the pitch, they don't have a defensive midfielder to rely on. Because at least in these games, I'm not a manager, right? I'm not an expert. But usually to beat a high press, you want triangles, which is why a defensive midfielder is so good and why so many teams use a defensive midfielder. But they didn't have one, just complete 4-4-2. So our press worked amazing. They gave away 2 horrible goals. And Lee Griffiths and Callum McGregor scored in them. And that was the first big moment. We then followed that with the league title, because that was the first competition we won before the semi-final and then the Scottish Cup. I actually don't know what the best league game was. I had a fun time with Rangers this season. Beat them 2-0 at Ibrox in the first game. This was the first year that Rangers came back up to the Premiership, because obviously they died in 2012. So new company Sevco, they go up through the leagues again and valiantly go back into the top division only get their arses whipped. That was with fucking 10 men as well. What a game that was, by the way. Lee Griffiths scored in the 26th minute and scored in the 32nd minute, so about 6 minutes apart for each other. Then about 5 minutes later gets himself sent half. Then we had the Rangers again at Selleck Park. Same story. annihilated them. Clean sheet again. Dembele with 1, Patrick Roberts with 2. And we got Rangers again. Away for him, that was a shit game. It was 1-1, but we dominated. That was like their only shot on target that they scored. But we got our revenge on them at Celtic Park again. I will say though, this Abdul Kamara, what a player he is, seriously. He is such a good player. I had a feeling that they signed him in the game, but I'm guessing he actually played for them in real life. Because I don't remember him. I was young at that point. That was like my first or second year of high school this season. But I had trouble with him. He was the only player I had trouble with. But the league was good. The league was fine. Usually Aberdeen are really difficult in this game, because they have a really good team. But I didn't have much trouble with them this season. They were fine. But I will show you the league table though. They did finish second, Rangers finished third. That means they both go into the Europa League. Aye, because there's no Conference League in this. That leads us on to the Scottish Cup. Scottish Cup, we had Rangers again, and we had our best performance against Rangers in this game. Fucking dominated them, start to finish. We had an absolute field day with them. Scott Brown got his first goal of the season at the best time possible. Moussa Dembele got 40 goals in this game, so he broke that record. Patrick Roberts going to score sheet. That's his last game at the club as well, which is horrible because what a player he is, man. Scott Sinclair, I brought him on as a sub. Or was it a sub? No, he started. Brought Gary Mackay-Steven on as a sub. He replaced Scott Sinclair and he got his first goal of the season. Just a good game. A great game. One thing I like about the Celtic and Rangers games in this, and I guess it's every rivalry game, there's a lot of yellow cards, which I really like, because it's realistic for a rivalry game, especially one like an Old Firm. In a lot of the new games, like I play 24, I've got a season in 24, I'm in like the third season on that. There isn't as many cards, there isn't as much drama. Good games, but they don't have that rivalry itch that these have. Like, I had 5 yellow cards in my team, and they had 4 yellow cards in their team, if you include, Rossiter's double booking. But that leads us on to the fucking main part, right? We got the domestic treble, which was great. But we made the semi-final of the Champions League, and we get put out by Arsenal. But oh my god, what a competition we had. Can I go back to the group stage? See, I don't remember what group I was. There we go. We started off horribly, actually. They get beat 3-0 off of Arsenal in a game that was just horrible start to finish. We had a decent portion of the ball, but done absolutely nothing with it, so Vyachenko gets sent off. Yeah, we get our arses whipped. It was a reality check. But that reality check didn't last long though, because we beat Basel 2-0 and fucking annihilated them in this game. It's one of the games where it could have been more, should have been more, but it wasn't more. That then followed into this game, which was, I'll be honest, right, I had some great results, but this was my highlight of this whole season, because at this point I didn't know how good this team could be. So I was going away to Benfica after, getting my arse tan away to Arsenal. I was thinking, I'm not going to get into this game. I put my best team out anyway though, just hoping that I could get something, and I did. Get a fucking famous 1-0 win against Benfica, and that's the game that skyrocketed us. It was like a switch turned after we got that result. Confidence was sky high, and it took us all the way through the whole season. And that led us into the second game against Benfica. It wasn't as good, but it was another game where we did dominate. We just couldn't find the back of the net, which was annoying, because I did try everything. Every single attacking player I could bring on, I brought on. But then we got a revenge, and revenge was sweet. Arsenal came to Celtic Park, and I'll be honest, I was shiting myself because of the 3-0 game. Because Benfica are a good team, but they're no like Arsenal level, you know what I mean? They're no multi-million pounds, level good, especially no in 2016. But Arsenal came out, and what that was an amazing game. It was back and forth. I wish it was more one-sided, but Arsenal were my bogey team all season. You'll see that later on when you think of the team that actually put me out the competition. But we finished the group stages off. There we go, with a 4-0 win in Switzerland. I hate Switzerland for personal reasons, so this one felt great. This one felt amazing. Absolutely annihilated Basel. I didn't expect it, because it's away from home in Europe. But I'll take 4-0. That takes us to the first knockout round. Where are we? This was special. Right, the past winners were Real Madrid. We got Real Madrid in the round of 16 and I thought I was getting ribbed. I thought I was getting the piss ripped out of me for this. But they came to Celtic Park and we fucking ran ragged on them, man. Sent them to the cleaners. Gareth Bale scored in the 30th minute and we injured him in the 76th minute just to let them know where they were. That was an amazing game. One thing I will say about this game, I would have loved to experience that in real life. Imagine that, right? Celtic, Real Madrid, he's scoring the 7th minute. Parkhead just jumps a light, and then a minute later you score again. It's like fucking ecstasy. Second leg though, we get our arses whipped. We get really lucky in the second leg. It was another leg where we had possession, like we had a lot of the ball. But Cristiano Ronaldo showed why he's Cristiano Ronaldo and scored a hat-trick. I don't know why they were playing a 4-4-2 right enough. That's no really fucking Real Madrid like. I don't know why they're doing that, but we get really lucky. We get a penalty in the 85th minute. And obviously Sinclair scored that, and that's how we get through. If we didn't get that penalty, we were out. But then that moves us on to the quarter final where Tottenham beats us, and you're seeing a trend, right? We're having a lot of the ball and we dominate the centre of the park, and in the middle of the park we are amazing. But it was another game where we couldn't find the back of the net, and I can't tell you why. It's just how it is, how Fitbit can be. But it was fine, because they came to Celtic Park and we gave them a right reality check. First minute, Dembele scores, and that's it. The game's back at a deadlock again, and we just ran rampant on them the whole time. Harry Kane get a couple of chances, but with that 6.3 match rating, you can tell he was utter shite. I don't think he got the target once. I felt bad for Son Heung-min because he was actually really good in both legs. But it doesn't matter, because Patrick Roberts was playing for us, and I wish I could keep him. I can't keep him though, because fuck that, 13 million quid, that's a lot of money. I'm not paying that much money for him. But that was great. And then we got their rivals in the next game, Arsenal, and they repeated the first time we went out of the Emirates. A 3-0 win. And hope was lost there. It was completely lost. I didn't have anything to say on it. It was a complete repeat of the group stages. They came to Celtic Park and I was hopeful, but they did prove to be my bogey team because it finished 2-1 in a game where we actually played really well. I just can't tell you why we lost. I think it was generally just class. Like, player for player, they're just a better team. Which is confusing to say because we beat Real Madrid and we beat Tottenham and we beat Benfica, who are all player for player better teams, but for some reason Arsenal were able to just completely outclass us in both legs. And it ended there. But I'm extremely happy because I made a lot of money off of that. I tell you, I made a lot of coefficient points off of it as well. Because I want to get to a point where I don't need to play any qualifiers in this. The qualifiers are a right pain in the arse. Next thing is the squad. I really want to go through the stats. I've actually not looked at the stats yet. The only thing I know for a fact is that Dembele had 40 goals this season, which is the most he's ever scored for me anytime I've played this game. He just clicked from start to finish. I don't know why his stats are going down. That never makes sense to me. At any time I go into the development to figure out what's going on, it never tells me why it's going down. It doesn't even tell me that he's decreasing. He just is decreasing. I'm hoping to make a profit on Dembele though. I'd like to sell him. I don't want to keep him at the club. There's better strikers that I can get. Or at least strikers with higher potential. I know he doesn't have amazing potential, even though he's a good player already. But he scored 40 goals, so obviously he done something good. Lee Griffiths come in second, as you expect him to, but he was actually joint with Scott Sinclair, who got 28 goals and 25 assists. What 53 goal contributions? Fucking 53 goal contributions. That is ludicrous. I tell you, I miss Scott Sinclair, man. Scott Sinclair was one of the first Celtic players I remember actually like loving. Yeah, because I was really young at the time, and I wasn't big into football before Brendan Rodgers came. It was when Brendan Rodgers came in where I started really getting into football. And Scott Sinclair always stood out to me as an amazing player. Patrick Roberts had a good season too. He got about 21 goal contributions all in all. But he's just a great player in general. His decision making is a problem. I've seen that in a lot of the matches, that his decision making is a problem. But it was fine, because he's one of the players where even if he misses a couple of chances, if he plays a couple of bad passes, he gets that many chances anyway that he always makes up for it. He's just a great player. He's one of the wonder kids in this game. I think that's an undisputed fact. Makes what happened to him in real life quite poor, because he was amazing in this. Ryan Christie was really good as well. He got 14. I forget how young Ryan Christie was. He starts at 21 in this game. Fresh off. Oh, this was actually before his loan to Aberdeen. If you play on the update version, he's on loan at Aberdeen, but I was playing in the original database because Celtic start really poorly in this game. If you play the updated version, you start with every defender besides Toure and Efe Ambrose being injured for like 3 months. So that means Simunovic is injured, Bayat is injured, and Sviatchenko's injured. They're all out until the start of the season at the very least. And I don't want to play all the qualifiers with Efe Ambrose at the back. It's horrible. So I played the original database so I could have Ewan O'Connell in the team. But it also means that Ryan Christie was here as well. I'm glad he was, because he was really good. He's a moany bastard though. Constantly wants game time. There wasn't really anything else in terms of the team. The entire team played well. If you look at the average ratings. In fact, no, I'll go by appearances, right? So you see the most, because a lot of times somebody can have a good average rating but have like 2 appearances. But you go by appearances, look, everybody's out of 7. Every single player is out of 7. Still in the 30s, so we're into the 20s now. Only a couple of players didn't reach a 7. I think the last thing I can show is the transfers. Go to transfer history. Brought in a couple of players, sold a couple of players. Ultimately made profit, which is what I wanted. You really have to make money with Celtic in this at the start. I brought him in. I brought him in because I thought it was Tom Rogic, I think it was, to get injured for 6 weeks, and I shat myself. I didn't have a backup. So I brought him in, who, by the way, was a really good player, but I ended up terminating his loan because who was it that had? I think it was when I brought John McGinn in January. He ended up not playing him in any games for me. He was a complete backup. I wanted to sell Logan, Bailey and De Vries so I could, make room for like a young player to come through like him, Suarez. I wanted to make profit on the goalkeepers because I was never going to use them. I got rid of 2 of them, but I wasn't able to get rid of De Vries because he's a stingy bastard that loves this club for some reason. So he ended up not getting any appearances. He was a good player though. Wijnaldum. He actually played a couple of games, got him on a free. He's just a free agent at the start of the game. He's got a bit of potential. Biggest thing about him, he loves a big match, and he showed that. Because the fucking prick gets sent off in a game against Aberdeen. I think it was Aberdeen at least, it was a game I lost. Same with Oliver Davis, who was a goalkeeper that I brought in for free. I don't know if I regret bringing him in. The main reason I brought him in is because he's naturally a sweeper. His first touch, his passing, his rushing out is all really good, especially for his age. But I don't know how good he's going to be. I'll put faith in him though. Faith isn't high. We go into January now though, and I had a bit of money in January. I sold Simunovic for 1 million and I brought this man in who was transfer listed. I'm hoping to sell him because I want to make a bit of profit on him, especially when there's 2 teams actually interested in him. But he was really good. He was actually really good. I thought he was going to be horrible because his first touch is horrible, his dribbling is horrible, he's a bomb scare as soon as he gets the ball at his feet. But no, he was actually really good, despite his horrible passing accuracy. The highlight was John McGinn though, obviously. It's a man that every Celtic fan has fucking nightmares about in real life, because we could have had him at this club, but we didn't want to pay an extra 200 grand or 500 grand for him, which was absolutely ludicrous. I don't know why we never paid that, because look at the career he's went on to have. But in this game he's really good as well, and he's really easy to purchase, because despite how good he is, Hibernian are in the Championship, because this is when Neil Lennon was in charge of him. So it only cost about $1 million to buy him. Like 1.2 is actually quite a lot of money that I paid for him. I could have got him for less than that. But I didn't care because Aston Villa were interested in him, which was quite funny because that's who bought him in real life. But I couldn't lose it to Aston Villa, so I just done the 1.2 up front to get the deal done as quick as possible. Moves on to the sales. So we knew it was the biggest sale. He went to Aston Villa. So I got really good for him because he was never going to play. There's nothing wrong with him, he's just not great. I could never play him as a ball player because his vision is horrible. I'm a big vision man when it comes to ball playing defenders, and he just didn't feel it. Same with his decisions. I don't like poor decision making, it scares me, especially for a defender. Got the same at a Bayata. I think I'm paying some of his wage though, which annoys me. But I really wanted him out the door because I was never going to use him. No one had Kolo Toure for the year, along with fucking Saviachenko. So he was never going to play at centre back. Nadir Chivchi, another one who I think I'm paying wages for. No, actually no. He's just quite shy. He's not great at all, especially for an advanced forward. I use an advanced forward. Physical stats are good, but everything else is just so fucking average. So I was happy I got 500 grand for him. Same with Logan Bailey. He's just a poor keeper. Besides his reflexes, there's nothing else that's good about him. Chris Commons was a sad one, because I love Commons, but he was never going to play, and he's on like 18 grand a week at the start of the season. So there's no point in keeping him on that kind of money if I wasn't going to use him. Then the rest of them are just, loans, or just getting people off of contracts. Christopher Ayer though, he was a big one. I was going to keep Christopher Ayer, but then I brought McGinn in, and I tried to get McGinn out on loan, but nobody wanted him, which was weird. I don't know why nobody wanted John McGinn on loan, it's a fucking steal. But at the same time, Copenhagen came in, and they were offering Christopher Ayer a first team. What was it going to show me? Aye, offered first team status as a centre mid, which is where I was playing him. Just for the season. Just a complete loan deal, no extra clauses, so I had to take it. And I'm happy I did, because look at him, what a player he is, man. I think I'm going to retrain him now when he comes back. I might take him down the route that he went down in real life, turning him into a centre back, because I don't have a ball playing defender for Ewan O'Connell. He's the only ball player at the club. So that might be the plan, because I really want to keep using John McGinn. If I bring Ajer back when John McGinn is in the team, it's going to pose some problems because they both play in similar roles. I can't wait for FM25 to come out. I've been playing all these old FMs, just binging all of them in preparation for the game coming out. I forget when it comes out. I think it's November. That's usually the time that Football Managers come out in. But you best believe I will be right on that, especially considering the season we had in real life. We just got Adam Idah in. I think it was about £9 million we paid for him, and the transfer window's not finished yet, so I'm hoping we get a couple of good options in other areas, like a left back. I'd like another striker. No, not a striker. No way Adam Idah there. I was thinking about another third choice striker, but we have Mikey Johnson, don't we? And Daizen Maeda just scored a double there against Hibs. Who, by the way, I've always said this, right? Because I've been a big fan of Maeda since we signed him. And Maeda, when he got Player of the Year, I think it was Player of the Year, he got top goal scorer in the J League with Marinos. And when in that season he played as a striker. Now, every time he's been called up to the Japan national team, he's played as a striker as there as well. I remember the 2022 World Cup where he played as a striker. He's a striker. He enjoys playing on the left, but he is a striker. And every time you play him there, he shows that. For I remember when Brendan Rodgers first came back to the club when we were in Japan, and the first game in Japan was against Marinos, friendly. I think it finished 4-3 or 5-3 to Marinos. But Maeda scored a hat-trick in that game, and we never played him there again. Now we've played him again at striker and he scored a double. It makes you wonder, why don't we play him there more often, especially considering Furuhashi is on a bit of a goal drought now. It would make sense to me. We've got the money to sign another left winger. I advocate for Daizen Maeda getting played as a striker and buying a new left winger to start. But there's a lot to look forward to. So thanks for watching. See you after.